Welcome back to Winners Win Football Podcast, where we make weekly wrong football predictions and mispronunciations. In this week, we will wrongly predict Iraq's qualification for the World Cup.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
So, what happened?
Man, you know, I don't watch the game.
Yeah.
I just watched the live score. I saw you guys with 2-0 down. I was like, oh man, this is horrible. I thought it was an easy win, but nothing's easy for you guys.
No, of course not.
So I said, it's over. I put the phone away. I looked back 1 minute later.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, it was 2 goals. I was like, how? What happened?
Actually, a bit of backstory. You know, I keep mixing up Real Madrid and Iraq.
So bear with us. They're pretty much the same, right?
I'm from Iraq, okay? So...
No, you're Spanish.
I'm Spanish. Technically, back in 1,000
1,000 years ago.
1,000 years ago, Spain used to be Arab.
So Spanish are from you.
That's why me and Merino look alike.
Cousins.
Hey, you who commented.
You're absolutely
Makes
right.
sense.
Thank you.
It's my cousin's cousin. But just to give context, you know, Iraq has been through a lot of wars these past 30 years. I don't know if you heard. Hey, breaking news.
What? Why haven't you told them? Why haven't you told me?
Iraq is at war. But so since like 2000, I don't know, since the 90s, we haven't been able to play at home. Up until 2021, we built our own stadium.
Your national stadium.
In our national stadium in the southern part of Iraq, which is the more safer part right now. It's in Basra. It's close to the Gulf countries. So now this is our national arena, and we hosted the Gulf Cup, where the Gulf countries play. It's like a non-official FIFA tournament, but it has some weight among the Gulf countries.
It's pride.
Yeah,
it's pride.
And we won that.
Yeah.
Also, like last-minute wins, and so everyone thought by having this stadium in Iraq, now we can finally qualify or like win a trophy. I mean, we have won a trophy. We have won the Asia Cup 2007. Miracle. Another time. But finally we can qualify for the World Cup. Because now we can play at home. The home games are actually our home. Yeah. Because before we used to play in Qatar or Jordan. Oh. Yeah, so it was
now
our home games were not at home.
Have a space in your own
actual
home,
place to play.
Which is your own space.
Our fans, Iraqis, home supporters. There has been some chaos, of course. It's Iraq.
As you expect.
In the Gulf Cup, in the final, everyone from Iraq started traveling to the final. Half of them didn't have tickets.
Yeah,
they just went to Basra, the southern part of Iraq, which has the stadium, and people started like tramping over each other. It started crowding. A lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people passed away, but a lot of people injured. So a lot of the celebrities and the players came out before the game. You know, they were playing the final, and they were like, "Go back, please. Relax. If you don't have the tickets, go back." Yeah. Anyways, so now we have a Spanish coach. You see the link?
The connections there?
The connections. We do have a kind of sort of a deal with La Liga, which is like they teach our young players.
Yeah,
they kind of like help our academy players to develop.
And it's good for your future. You need the football education. You take what you get.
Yeah. So now we appointed, I think since 2021, 2022, we appointed a Spanish manager called Jesus Casas. Yeah. He used to be Luis Enrique's assistant coach in Barcelona. And so we have a lot of hope. We had a lot of hope for him. Yeah. And he plays like a high press kind of high intensity game. Yeah. More possession than we were used to. Yeah. Because Iraq doesn't really have what do they call them? Tactics.
Vibes.
It's vibes. It's vibes and crosses. If you watch our Asia Cup 2007, it was just vibes and crosses.
Cross.
We call it ghira. It means like jealousy, but also like honor for your country. That's it. We play with honor. We don't play with tactics.
Just go for it.
So
Play for the badge.
Exactly, we play for the badge. That's how we win. We won the Asia Cup. But now, like, we have a system, and we have kind of young players all over the world now, like
from the diaspora.
from Europe.
Yeah, from the diaspora.
Like we have Ali Jassim, who got signed by Como.
Yeah.
We have a lot of players in the Dutch league.
Yeah.
And one of them is called Hussein Ali.
Yeah.
He commented on my Instagram video. Me singing
Shout
in
out.
Iraqi. Shout out. Fire. And we have a lot of players in
Here in Sweden as well.
Sweden, a lot of players in Sweden, Belgium, Poland as well. So we have a lot of players. Saudi League now is also, that's a huge
market
boost for the Middle East, because all of these players that before, when you as an Iraqi player used to play for the Saudi League, that was it was a disappointment. It was better to play in Qatari League than Saudi League.
Okay.
That's the level.
But now
if you play in the Saudi League, it's like a top league
because they have the big names now.
Exactly.
You want to play,
and it's close. Like they can actually sign our players. So this will lead to more growth in the Middle East.
Yeah, because now they play with players that have played at the highest level, that know what it takes.
Exactly.
So they will learn from them.
Exactly. Experience. They gain experience from them. I'm going a lot of sidetracks.
No, but we're getting there.
So context-wise, so Iraq,
there
World Cup classification.
You felt like there was a good foundation, good potential.
Since 2021, we're building.
Yeah.
So we had the Asia Cup a year ago.
Yeah.
And we played really well. We beat Japan 2-1, and we came.
When
on
I saw
top
that,
of the
I
group.
thought
we were gonna win.
Yeah, you guys might have a chance, but.
And then we played Jordan. We played Jordan, I think, in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Either in the round of 16 or the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And we kind of dominated them. We were the better team.
Yeah.
But then our best player, best player, he's our striker. Yeah. He's our number 9, and this guy just knows how to head the ball.
Yeah.
That's it. He's good at heading.
Not even shoot or anything.
No, he's a header. That's it. Ayman Ahmed. Ayman Hussein. Ayman heter han. So he scored. And then he went on to celebrate, and he kind of like overdid the celebration. He didn't take off his shirt. He just went towards the Jordanian fans and started celebrating. And so he got a yellow, and then a second yellow, and got a red card. And that's when the game flipped. We won. This was like minute 70, by the way.
Yeah.
And the game flipped, and we lost 2-1, and we got kicked out. So since then we're like, okay, we played well. At least we have the World Cup. That was the goal. That was the goal from the beginning of the project.
That's the only thing that's missing.
Exactly.
You need to qualify.
And on top of that, he's not the president, but he's like the vice president of the Iraqi Football Federation. Yeah. It's Yunus Mahmoud, which is the biggest Iraqi football legend. He won us the Asia Cup. Yeah. So he is like the head of this project, kind of. He and another old player called Radish Nation. Anyways, so now the World Cup qualification, Iraq, World Cup 2026.
That's the goal.
The US.
That's the goal.
It's increased amount of teams. Yeah. It's easier to qualify. We just need, before you need to go through 3 rounds of the qualification. Now it's just 2 stages.
Okay.
We have a pretty easy group, easier than before. It's South Korea. And South Korea are good, of course. They're the top teams in Asia, but they're not as good as they used to be, by the way. Yeah. And then we have us, which is supposed to be the second best team. And then we have Jordan, we have Kuwait, we have Oman, we have Palestine.
Yeah, okay. You should be the second best.
Palestine doesn't have a home to play, unfortunately.
No comment.
No comment. I'm not getting into it. We're getting cancelled before we even start. Mossad is gonna snipe us. Anyways, Kuwait is not as good. So it's between. South Korea is supposed to be the leader of the group, and then it's supposed to be us versus Jordan, but we're supposed to be the better team. But they beat us in the Asia Cup. So we're leading in the groups. We kind of like got a draw against South Korea. We're playing at home,
which is good.
We haven't won a single game except against Palestine at home. And so now we get to this game. Now we're in the second of the group.
Yeah.
Before the game against Kuwait.
Yeah.
Now, Kuwait is like an okay team. They're not a great team.
But you
at
expect
home,
to win.
we're expected at least 1-0, 2-0. They score 2-0. And now it's minute 90.
You panic.
We panic. You know, it's the crowd is shouting and all that. And you know, Iraqis are crazy about football, bro. Bro, Iraqis are more hardcore fans, for example, of Barcelona and Real Madrid than Barcelona and then Spanish fans are.
Yeah.
Like
but for them, I've talked about this several times. When you don't have much else going on because of the current situation, some of these things like football or anything, they become the escape.
They become a distraction.
They distract you from what's actually going around.
Exactly.
In your situation, current situation. So I see they are so hardcore, as you say, with their clubs they support or the national teams. I've never seen fans support their team like Iraqis do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
I mean, they got us through a lot of hard times. 2007 was one of the hardest times in Iraqi history.
Yeah.
2000.
And without the victory, you might not know what happened.
Yeah.
What happened.
I mean, it couldn't get worse. But
It could have been worse.
It could have been worse. Okay. But 2004, they got us a bronze medal in the
Olympics.
I don't know if it was a bronze medal. I think we came fourth or third in the Olympics.
Yeah.
It was like the golden generation. So back to the Kuwait-Iraq game. So now it's 93rd minute, they score. And then minute 100.
It's crazy. After 90 plus 11.
90 plus 11, and then we score.
Chaos.
So 2-2, but we're still fucked up.
Yeah.
Like we lost the second place.
Because now you're tied with Jordan for second place.
And this is reminding me of 2010 World Cup qualification.
2010.
2010 qualification. It's been a long day. I'm working. I got engaged.
Big man
thing. So since 2010, we had a golden generation. You know, the generation that got a medal in the Olympics 2004. We won the Asia Cup 2007 against all odds. So we're going into 2010 World Cup. We're thinking this is our chance. We have to get to the World Cup. And then we play well. We win against Australia 1-0, and then we lose against Qatar 1-0.
Yeah. And on the final game.
On the final game, that's where we lost it. So this is kind of reminding me of the same shit, where we play well, we have a good generation, we have a good project going on, we have a good manager, and then we're messing it up against Jordan, man. Because all respect to Jordan, but
you should beat them,
brother.
Because now there are 3 games left of the qualifications. Both you and Jordan play South Korea.
Yeah.
So
we play South Korea at home. They play South Korea away, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But on the last game of the qualifications is you against
Jordan away.
Jordan.
It's our game against Jordan, and it's just that very typical for Iraqi World Cup qualification.
It's the history of the Iraqis.
It's the history of the Iraqis.
It's the history of the Iraqis.
We've reached the World Cup one time.
Yeah.
In the 80s.
So
we got a draw.
Hey, better than some
we lost to 2 others.
Hey, better than some teams at least. You got a point.
Yeah, we got a point. So we're keeping our hopes up. Hussein Ali, my brother.
Please secure the win.
Please secure the win.
So last game of the qualification, which is it's a bit.
Should we make a watch along?
We can make a watch along.
Yeah, with my family.
I don't know if I dare to.
If you dare, if we lose,
it's over.
You're not welcome here anymore. No.
Sad.
No.
Yeah, but sounds good.
What else has happened this last week?
This international break. I mean, international breaks are usually,
quite dull.
It's
but
boring because you always know when it's an international break means it's stupid discussions on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like always people argue about something, whatever. But so far I think it's been quite a good one.
Quite interesting.
Quite good.
A lot of.
We can start with Brazil.
Brazil.
Man. I didn't know Vini had that in his locker to score a goal like that from that distance. From the distance.
Bro, he scored so many like that.
Oh my.
I haven't watched Real Madrid.
No, but the goals I see from him is usually, where he dribbles past some and then shoots inside the box. This felt like,
he stood.
Prime Asensio, back in the day when he shot from anywhere.
But
and
I think
went
he
in.
touched the player.
He did.
Yeah, he touched the player. That's
now it's not as good anymore.
But I mean, he scored some crazy long distance goal, by the way.
I haven't seen it.
I'll give you 3.
Okay.
One last minute in his first good season, 2022.
Yeah.
Last minute against Sevilla.
Okay.
And he like dribbles past one, and it was outside of the penalty area, and he just like it could have been more perfect in the top corner of the goal.
It's a
dribble and then a shot.
But that was right outside the penalty area. This was like Valverde distance. Valverde distance, like 10, 15 meters outside of it. It's crazy far.
The Man City one, 2021.
Okay.
No,
I don't
2023. Before we lost the 4-0. The game before, when we drew 1-1 at home.
4-0? I'm kidding.
Don't even get me started. You've lost 8-2 against United.
Once.
So he, before against City,
Yeah.
amazing goal. That was quite a far away. And it was very unexpected.
Yeah.
This year he scored a great one against Villarreal, and it was kind of standing.
Yeah.
Like he was standing and then far distance, boom.
Yeah, that's a difficult one.
Yeah, that's a difficult one.
But even though that he decided the game, there were still like a lot of people upset with him because as he was being substituted, he was kind of walking it off slowly, and he was already on a yellow card, I think, or one yellow card away from suspension, which would have meant he missed the Argentina game.
Yeah.
So he was walking off real slow to like time waste, whatever. And Rafinha was having to push him, like, hurry, you can't get a yellow card. People's like, yeah, look at Rafinha, this is a proper player, captain material, he's smarter than Vinicius, whatever. And I mean,
he is.
But I mean, like, there's always something people have to say about Vinicius, which is the annoying thing for me. You always have to say something.
He's asking for it, dude. Lately, he's just asking for it. It's getting annoying, man. It's just, dude, play the game, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of the bullshit. Just play the game. You're good, play the game.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's good. There shouldn't be anything else to discuss except his performance on the pitch. But it's almost a bit too much.
But when your chaos is outshining your performances, he hasn't been playing well the past months, and he is acting out more than he is performing.
Yeah.
That's when
it's a bit too much.
Yeah. Like Mbappe, people talk shit, he starts performing, people shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they haven't said anything.
Yeah.
Now he's in the Ballon d'Or debate even, because the performance on the pitch outweighs everything.
I mean, look at me. I talk shit about everyone.
You can't perform on the pitch.
I can't perform on the pitch.
For those who don't know, this is Iraq's Pastore, Javier Pastore.
I could have been. No, Marino. Imagine a Merino-looking Pastore.
That's you. The Rainbow Flicks.
Rainbow Flicks.
The Rainbow Flicks. But this Brazil team is like...
Sidetrack.
Yeah. Oh,
this has nothing to do with anything. This is not even...
football?
It is football. It's just not related to news.
Okay.
My nephew, Fahad, he is 10 years old.
Okay.
He likes football. He's a Man City fan. His dad is a Barcelona fan, so the only other team that he was allowed to support was either Barca or City.
Oh my
and he loves Haaland. Chose wrong time to support City though.
Yeah, absolutely
wrong time. Anyways, so he joined one of the biggest youth club in Linköping, the city that they moved to in Sweden. And now he's kind of like, he started playing well.
Okay.
So he's telling me all these stories about how he's like destroying his friends, dribbling past them, scoring, and his friends are crying. So they came, visited our home this weekend. So I told him, hey, let's play some football.
Show me your skills.
Show me your skills. And the child inside me.
I gotta destroy it.
I have to destroy this.
I have to ruin it. Everything.
There was like a small part of me. I was like, I need to teach him how tough life is.
For sure. No mercy.
No mercy.
Just go straight at it.
And I cannot, like, not that I'm engaged, I'm starting to think I will be as a father.
It's good.
It's not looking great. So we went to the pitch, and he was very excited.
Yeah.
So we started playing, and then first of all, we played 1 against 1.
Yeah.
So I was like, we can't play. There was like a pitch, and we had this big goal.
Yeah.
So I was like, we're not playing with the whole goal. We're just playing with a post.
Yeah.
Okay.
You hit the post.
You hit the post to score. So he was like, no, I don't want to. I was like, yes, we do that. That's where it's like the first point where I set him off. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we started playing. So I'm quite big. Like he's maybe
half your size.
He reaches up to my hips.
Waist, yeah.
Okay. So first of all, I'm really running. I'm running, and I'm like, when I'm defending, I'm covering the whole side. And I'm actually putting in effort. Yeah. But I'm trying not to tackle him.
Yeah.
But then let's say I dribble past him, so I do the Iniesta move, the touch. I don't know what it's called. When you hit it with your right foot onto the left foot and then you move.
Straight forward.
Straight forward. I do that every single time. That's my favorite move.
Yeah.
So and he can't read it.
He can't reach you. Your legs are this long.
Yeah, but he can't read it either.
Yeah.
So I'm doing these moves and I'm shit talking.
Shit talking a 10-year-old.
I'm like, can't you see the moves, dude? You have to read the game. You have to read the game, fool. He was like, I'm small. I was like, I don't care if you're small. You're supposed to read.
Use your brain.
Use your brain. I was like, look at Lamine. He's 17 years old. He's playing against older players. So I think so. After I scored 2 goals, I scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, I need to chill a bit.
Yeah.
I kind of let him. So now I started teaching him more than. So I'm like, also, Fahad, this is how you defend. This is how you defend. So you put your almost leg behind. You don't allow the striker to turn around. So you give him only one space, one side to run to, one direction.
Yeah.
And then I was like, if you want to learn a dribble, this is the best dribble. Then I started showing him some Iniesta videos. And so I let him score 2 goals.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay,
too much.
Too much. Then I started
bam, 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 bam.
3-2, 4-2, 5-2, and we're playing to 10. So then we reached 5-2.
Yeah.
Then he took the ball. He shot on his post 5 times. I was like, I'm done.
Good, but
that's how you raise your children.
That is exactly how you raise them. I agree.
There was a dad next to us, like behind the goal. Yeah. So we shot the ball away, and then I was getting to get the ball, and then he was like, "So you start early, huh?" I was like, "It's not my son.
It's not my son.
It's not my son. I'm training. It will get worse for my son.
This is how we do it.
This is light mode. Yeah. My son will get demolished."
100%. I agree. I like that.
I think it's bad. You can't force your children
to do what?
To force them to like football or be good.
Of course, no.
I think you have to, up until a certain age.
There's a balance.
You have to kind of let them like it.
Yes, enjoy it.
You just enjoy it. Bellingham didn't like football up until he was 6, 7 because his dad was a football player.
Yeah.
And he used to take him to the games and he used to hate football.
Yeah.
Up until like he was 7, 8, and then he started enjoying
7,
it all.
8.
He's still, but he hated it before.
Yeah.
So
still 7, 8. That's still a young age.
Dude, it's crazy how early they're starting now.
Yeah, of course.
I took my other nephew, he's 4 or 5 years old, to a soccer practice. Yeah. He still doesn't
like
football practice.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I took him to a football practice, and this, he doesn't like new environments, so he's kind of like away. And he didn't want to play. So the manager came up to me, he was like, how old is he? Yeah. And he was like, yeah, the new research shows that if you don't start early, it's kind of difficult because especially in the big cities, they start like when they are 5, 6, 7, because then they get a head start. It's crazy, dude.
Bro, I started playing football when I was 16, 17.
Dude, I started playing, I played football in Iraq, but it was like street football.
On the streets.
When I came to Sweden when I was 11.
Yeah. Yeah. But I never played for a team until
I hated 17. I started hating football after a while. Playing football.
Yeah.
I always loved watching it, but after a while I started refereeing and then playing football.
That's the worst.
And then I was like, I'm not that good at playing. Refereeing, at least I'm getting some money out of it. I wasn't a good referee either. So
we know.
We know. That's another time. That's a story for another time. But so that's my sidetrack. I'm gonna bully my son into being a goat.
That's how you do it. Henry's told him, his father was super hard on him. It was like he never praised him for anything he did.
Yeah.
It was like, so everything he did was like, I have to.
Well, that's bad.
Yeah,
That's
of course.
bad. You create a Michael Jordan where it's like he's a GOAT, but he's so unhappy.
Exactly. But I think that's the thing the best players need is suffering. Unfortunately.
I saw a bit from a stand-up comedian called Andrew Schultz.
Yeah.
He was like, he just got a daughter.
Yeah.
Okay. The whole stand-up special is about how he couldn't he had a problem with fertilization.
Yeah.
So they had to do IVF.
Yeah.
So he was talking about raising a daughter is so hard. When you think about it, raising a son is so easy. You just, in order for them to be great, you just remove the dad. Yeah. So you remove then he was like, look at Jesus. You remove
God,
Jesus.
your God.
He was like, if Jesus had a father, he would be a carpenter.
But it's true. You need
LeBron James.
You need the trauma. You need
the trauma. In order for a guy to become the GOAT, he needs to be the man of the family, I think. So if you remove the father figure, then he becomes the father figure.
And the ability to take action, the responsibility, everything. You need to know that I am the man. I need to perform. I need to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is sad, but it's true.
So in order,
not in a bad sense, but I still think that as always, in order for something to improve, you need to go through adversity. Adversity leads to progress.
So this is to my future son. If I leave you, it's because I want you to be great.
Not because I can't be asked.
Not because I can't be asked.
I can't be bothered.
Because I love you.
Got the excuses in early.
When you love them so much, you have to let them go.
That's horrible. But I agree. You need, if talking about football, I wouldn't parent my son like that because for me there are other things that are important.
But if that's what you want.
But if I want the GOAT, I know what to do.
I know it's easy.
It's easy. Just oh shit.
Yeah. Anyways, speaking of Brazil.
Speaking of nothing.
No, speaking of Brazil.
Brazil. We were at Brazil.
What are we thinking about this Brazil team?
There are some things that I enjoy, which I think they've lacked in recent years, because from the team which we grew up on, which probably one of the most liked international teams of all time. Everyone knew them, everyone loved them.
Samba style.
The samba, was beautiful football, everything. You know, the commercials, everything. You always knew everything about them. Until now, there haven't been like a consistent good team. The only consistent player has been Neymar. And he's always been surrounded by kind of mediocre players. But now I feel like they have kind of a good all-around squad. They obviously lack some players, but Alisson is good. I think Gabriel Magalhaes, obviously, Arsenal, he's good. They have Bruno Guimaraes. You have, now Paqueta is gone, but they have some midfielders, and they always had good offensive players. I said that, but then I remember Joe. But anyways, so I think, but there's still like a couple of players missing.
There is a huge problem in that team. Two huge problems.
Yeah.
Three huge problems.
4, 5.
The left back and the right back.
Yeah, the wing backs.
For once in Brazil's history, they have shit right backs and shit left backs.
Who do you actually have?
Imagine you have a Marcelo on the left before. You had the Roberto Carlos on the left before.
Yeah, Dani Alves.
Now you have
Cafu. Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
And then on the right,
even a couple years ago, Danilo was not bad.
Yeah, but it's not in Brazil.
But it was better than now.
Yeah, and I mean now I think it's still Danilo.
No way, I think it's
Jan Couto. I don't know, but it's just the right back and the left back. And it's such a loss. So for me, if you have shit right backs and shit left backs, then you need to compensate with, if you have that many good center backs.
Yeah, put them on
the right sides and the left side. Gabriel.
Not as a left.
Militao
right back, actually.
Militao right back.
Yeah,
Bremer.
Listen,
I don't even know if he's played any longer.
I think Gabriel took his place, honestly.
Gabriel took his place. Yeah, Marquinhos. You have so many good center backs.
Yeah.
So you can use them, or you start playing, but you have to find the solution.
Yeah.
Because you have a problem, which is your left back and right backs are
not good enough.
Yeah. So that's where a good coach comes in, and their coach, man,
it's hard.
It's horrendous. I really hoped Ancelotti was able to coach Brazil.
Yeah.
It would be such a perfect fit. So Brazil's coach is meh. I wish Ancelotti was able to coach them, but unfortunately that won't be happening anytime soon for all parties involved. So I hope they can figure it out. I hope they can figure it out. I like
Fix your shit.
I like what he did this past game. Rafinha on the left.
Yeah, that's good.
And then Vini as a center forward.
Yeah.
João Pedro.
He's good.
He's good.
He's very good.
That's a good position for him as well.
He's very good.
Rodrigo on the right. I mean, I think if Neymar comes back, he will play with Vini up top. So in that case, I don't know if it will work, but it's something. And then Bruno Guimaraes,
great.
Good. I don't know if they have another center. They need another center.
They had Lucas Paqueta before, but he's...
What's the name of the guy in Atalanta?
Ederson. Yeah, he's good. He should be. He should
Bruno
be
Guimaraes and Ederson.
The only thing that lacks is height, but you don't need it in international football. It's okay. It's not as tactical.
They have strong centre backs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, good enough. I would say. They're able to compete.
They should be.
They should be minimum. I mean, if they had a good coach.
It would be
in the next World Cup, I would say semi-final.
Yeah.
But I think this is a shitty coach. If he stays, quarter-final at best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless Vinicius pulls off like. I hope this is a good start for Vini, because Vini has never been
good for Brazil.
The star of Brazil either. Like he's been the star, but he's never performed for them the same way.
But the thing is, he's never
Neymar.
But the thing is, he's never been.
He's very overrated.
No. The thing, Vinicius has never been the talisman of the national team. He's never been the star of the team. It's always been Neymar. But now, even when Neymar's been out injured, he hasn't taken on the role as the talisman because he's never performed for them.
But does that say a lot about how important Ancelotti is for Vini? Because Ancelotti
knows how to get best.
Vini hasn't performed at that world-class level under another coach.
Except Ancelotti. That's a bad thing for...
It's a red flag.
It's a red flag for Vinicius then, I would say.
Anyways, that's enough of Brazil. Arda. Szoboslai.
When Myles Lewis-Skell in Holland happened, I was like, we need this football, we need the banter, we need heated debates, we need that kind of thing. We need rivalry. Not everyone needs to be best friends with each other.
This got too heated.
So no, this is good, I love it. So I was watching, I was like, oh my god, what happened? It's like, why are they beefing? I was like, nothing. they're just mad at each other. They're just mad. I was like, I'm here for this.
It's called being Turkish and Hungarian. There is some history there.
The Turks, I've never seen more proud people than the Turks. Which you can say whatever you want, but you gotta admire it because
don't talk about the Turks.
No, but like the Iraqs, you gotta respect them for what they have, what they showed, the support they give their team, their players. Never seen anything like it.
It's actually crazy. Yeah.
I love it because. From a football perspective, it's beautiful. Of course, you can't let it go overboard. That's the same with everything else. But the support they showed their team, I love it.
I mean, it just got heated between them, and then they started shit talking, smack talking.
They started like this. They should drop a diss track or something. Like this, doing Instagram comments.
Yeah.
And I love because everyone on social media nowadays are PR trained or someone is managing their account. They just hopped on their Instagram and started typing. Like Szoboslai first went to 1088. The amount of minutes Arda is played. Imagine he's like after the game.
That's a bar.
But imagine Szoboslai after the game. It's like, man, I just lost the game. What am I gonna do?
Transfer market.
It goes to the transfer market. It's like, okay, 900 plus 100. Like right after the game, he types 1088. I'm like, how mad do you gotta be?
But dude, if we're talking bars,
Yeah.
that's a bar.
That's a
Because it's kind of like
because it's so simple. It's just numbers.
it's a Tupac. First
Yeah.
off, fuck you, bitch, and clicking.
I love it.
That's a bar because now everyone is gonna remember
1088.
Arda Güler has only played 1,088 minutes. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Arda,
Yeah.
but he's not Real Madrid level.
He's not.
He's not yet at this age. No, maybe if he goes to another club, start performing.
He can do another goal.
I think he should do an Arda. I think he should go to like some close to top 4, top 5 team.
Yeah.
He should go to a Sevilla, Atletico Bilbao, Betis.
How is he gonna go to Bilbao?
Why not?
It's not, bro.
Oh yeah.
Arda is the new Basque. The new Basque man.
He could be black as well.
him and Williams. Brother.
No, but I think he needs to leave Real Madrid soon. This comment I think is gonna light a fire in him.
In him, I hope so.
This is a huge
what I
comment.
like about him,
Because now he's kind of exposed in front of everyone, and that's kind of, I think it will hurt.
but what I like about him, at least you see it for the national team.
Yeah.
He takes responsibility. He's like, I am the main man, and
Yeah.
I can take the responsibility, and he delivers on the pitch.
He's a Turk.
Yeah, but even when it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As a kid, to come into a national team,
Yeah.
which has that many expectations from your fans, even though they haven't performed that well in recent years,
Yeah.
they still expect their team to win every game. He comes in, he takes on the leadership, and he's like, I got this, don't worry. And every game you see, he always asks for the ball, he always wants to do something, which you gotta respect. So I think if he's given the opportunity in other teams, I think he'll be good.
I think he could go.
There's no problem for him.
PSG. He would do great at PSG.
Perfect.
Inter could go to. Like I think there are so many teams,
He
actually
would-
top teams.
Yeah, he would
that
be
he
perfect,
could do
perfect.
well for. But he just needs more time, and I don't think Ancelotti has his players.
Yeah, he's decided already.
If you don't cut it from the beginning, you don't cut it
It's
later.
over. Yeah, you won't be able to convince him after.
And it's been 2 seasons now. I think it's time. It's time to you gave it a chance.
But
gave it a shot.
Would you loan him or sell him?
I would say sell him with buyback clause.
Yeah, you usually.
But I don't think he wants to.
He doesn't want to buy back.
If he wants to be sold, he's sold. That's what I heard from the news. At least that's what I read.
Okay.
And respect. But I think, I mean, loan is also well. Why not? Either way, he just needs more time.
Yeah,
he needs to be a star of a team.
Yeah,
I think Arda is the kind of player that needs to be the star of a team that's slightly below the top teams. I think he would do great at
AC Milan, maybe.
AC Milan.
I think that would be perfect for him.
Sevilla, Betis. He would do great at those teams.
Hey, Betis, they have their players, Isco and Anthony.
Yeah, but Isco's getting old. He could.
Doesn't matter. Quality.
Quality. Arsenal.
I don't.
Wouldn't you take him over Ødegaard?
Probably, from what I've seen, but I don't know if he could be able to do that consistently.
I mean, it's a good signing.
But I think he has. What I always complain about Ødegaard is he's bullied and he can't cut it at the highest level. He doesn't have. How would I describe it?
Tenacity.
No, not the tenacity.
Strength.
He doesn't have the inevitability. Like you will be able to stop him.
Yeah.
Like Saka, even if he has a bad game, he will still create 1 or 2 pieces of magic.
Yeah.
Vinicius, he will still be able to go past play. Mbappe, there will be something.
Yeah. When Ødegaard is having a bad game,
it's over.
It's over.
He will always.
Yeah.
He won't be able to impact the game even if it's having a bad game.
Yeah, I get
And
you.
I don't. Maybe Arda has that. That's what I would want from our next player that replaces Ødegaard, which is why I said I think Wanyeri could potentially do that because.
Plot twist.
Okay.
Arda goes to Liverpool and takes Szoboslai's spot. That's the ultimate. Shut the fuck up.
Imagine they're just like. First day of training, they're like sitting there like.
Well, hello there. I mean, I think a lot of people have played with, like, example,
They don't like each
Guardiola
other.
and Yaya Toure.
Yeah.
When they reunified.
Yeah, it was like.
It was always like.
But you gotta make it work.
Yeah.
You know, both of you are there for the same reason.
Yeah, but then the interesting thing is they will be competing for the same spot.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But that could be good for them because then you take their game to the next level. Like, just for pure hatred. You know, we all already talked about it. Hatred can be good sometimes.
Speaking of underperforming young talents.
Oh, here we go.
Myles Lewis-Skelly.
So underperforming. I mean, I screamed like a little kid when he scored his goal.
Yeah.
I was like, that's my son. You know, I've seen it from Sopranos, like where he was like, that's my son. That's how it feels like. Because before it was only Saka. Saka was the guy. My son.
He's your oldest son.
My oldest son. Now he has a brother, Myles. And I was so happy for him because...
Do you have a black girlfriend?
No comment. No, my girlfriend's Chilean. No extra stuff on the side either. I'm loyal. I'm loyal. Arsenal fan. We are loyal.
Afro-American gene is going strong.
It's going strong.
It's pulling through the last.
He's just skipping some generation.
It went recessive,
bam, dominant out of nowhere.
Yeah.
No, but for Myles, because as when he came to the England camp, there was a lot of negative comments about him. For some reason, people. Harry Kane just scored. There was a lot of negative comments for Myles when he came to the England camp, for whatever reasons. Everyone, as soon as you ask him, like, what do you mean? It's like, yeah, he just looks annoying, which is racism. That's just racism coded in a different way. Racism.
Yes.
So for him to be able to score the first goal of the Tuchel era felt great because that feels like whatever he sets the standard. Now he's part of the legacy of this. Whatever happens, he is part of it.
Yeah.
To be able to come in your first England camp, start the game, score the first goal. That's a dream. That's perfect.
And I think it's quite easy to cement himself as the left back.
Yeah,
there aren't that many great left backs in England. Like they needed Myles Lewis-Skelly.
There's Luke Shaw, which is good, but he's always injured.
He's not good.
Lewis Hall is good, and there's Myles. But I think both of them are quite similar. They are the midfielder type, the inverted type. Lewis-Skelly has more minutes. He's played more in his career, which favors him. But I still think Myles is Myles is better.
Myles is going to be a starter. But then we have.
But finishing on Myles, what I want to talk about, did you see the goal? Bellingham placed the perfect through pass, and when you watch the run...
That is my son.
When you watch the run, he's behind the defender, Myles. But the way he uses his arms, he like puts his arm on his chest and just brushes past him. Yeah. And Myles is he's not slow, but he's not the quickest. But the way he uses his body to throw off the opposition, perfect. To be able to do that at 18 years old against grown professional athletes is impressive. That's why to be able to compete at this level at that age, you need to have the physical profile. You need to be able to impose yourself, which Odegaard is not as good at. But that is what he's able to do, because I remember watching him when he was like 15, 16. He's playing as a midfielder, as a 6, and he's short. He was shorter back then even. I was like, can he actually play in this position at the highest level, being so short, being this small? But then he bulked up. Like if you look at him, he's built like a square almost. He's so tanky, he's so bulky, and he's so strong. So for me, this guy, the ceiling for this guy is unbelievable. I think because, like I told you, he's a good player, but he also has the personality. He has the characteristics of a great player.
So let's talk England.
England now. Under Tuchel.
Lewis-Skelly on the left.
I would say.
Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right.
You think? Oh, yeah.
We just talked about Brazil's shitty wingbacks.
Now look at this.
Look at this.
Yeah.
This is the top wingback.
Yeah.
And then you have.
But the thing
center back situation is a bit
England
weak.
has always been blessed with right backs. You know, they had
but
Trent,
not left backs.
Of course, but they played like.
I mean, actually called, but
but in the recent history, they had played Trippier at left back. They have Trent, Reece James, Ben White. They have many right backs. Yeah. Which they've been able to play. But as center backs,
Who is the?
If you look at the
Pickford still the goalkeeper, man.
I think he's been but for the national team he's bad. He's not been bad. He's been good enough. I would
He
say.
does save penalties. That's quite good. But they do need that. But yeah, okay.
But he's better than. I think he's better than. Honestly, he's better than Ramsdale and Pope or Trafford. So I think
Pope is good though.
He's good.
I think Pope is better than him. But all right, Pickford is the goalkeeper. Now it's 3-0. Right back, Trent Alexander-Arnold. You just have to. He's a generational player.
He's a generation. He can solve issues on his own.
Yeah, and he can replace that missing central midfielder, the creative central midfielder.
Yeah, that
he can be it.
Yeah, and because at international level, it's not as competitive. The standards are not as high.
Exactly.
So it won't be as difficult for him to play.
It's fine.
Like under Southgate, it was like, yeah, we need Walker to match Mbappe's pace on the wing. It's like, man, whatever.
Yeah.
If you have Trent, he will provide more than he will harm the team.
Yeah.
So for me, for sure, Trent. But even if you don't have Trent, you have someone like Reece James. If he's not injured,
I mean,
or you can have someone like
the whole right back flank is covered.
It's covered because for different games you have different. Reece James for defensive, Ben White for defensive, or Trent for creative. So that's good.
Then we have centre backs. Maguire
for sure. I think Maguire is a good player, especially at international stage. Perfect.
I mean, they have Guehi.
And Guehi is good. And then they could play Colwill or Ben White.
Dan Burn.
I'm not sure.
I mean, he's solid.
He's decent, but I think...
Yeah, but the centre-back situation is a bit meh. It's kind of similar to Brazil's wing-back situation.
It's not that bad, though.
Now we're in the midfield. Now
this is a good...
World-class. Declan Rice, world-class.
Yeah, perfect.
But
I have to say one thing. Everyone in England is complaining he's only playing sideways passes. I was like, I'm so annoyed because...
They used to say the same shit about Toni Kroos, though.
Yeah, but it's annoying because... Funny that you say his name. The last game, they was like, oh, he only passes backwards. Rice created the most chances last game. 1 assist as well for Ake. So
it's people that do not understand football.
But even if you don't understand football, like different players do different things.
Yeah.
He, in this team, is the recycler. He recycles the ball and he plays it. You gotta keep the ball within the team.
Yeah.
One of my biggest complaints about Thomas Partey, he always tries to go for the killer pass through the entire team.
Yeah.
If that fails, which does like 4 or 5 out of 10 times, you lose the ball and you have to defend.
It's too much risk.
It's a big risk, and the best players know when they have to play it. Like you play it at the right time, not every time. Partey plays it every time. So when it comes off, it's like, oh, what a great pass. But then you forget.
You forget
all the other times he actually
got a
missed
counter.
Exactly, and that's the criticism for Rice. For me, it's too much. He's so important for them.
So then you have the right central midfield position.
So they play at this moment in time on the Tuchel, both of the games they play the 4-2-3-1. So the two sitting midfielders would be Rice and Bellingham.
Imagine
for now.
Jude, if he started learning that position, he will solve so many problems in both England and Real Madrid.
Yeah.
You just need to learn the Pedri position. Oh my God, I thought he got injured.
He was just substituted.
Yeah.
For Foden.
If he just needs to...
For Foden.
If he just learns how to play as a tempo setter, if he can...
But I think he has the tools for it, but...
He doesn't want to.
But would you want him to play like that? When he's so good at other things?
I need him to
buy another one, but just buy a controller.
Yeah, but how is England gonna buy a controller?
They have others.
Who?
I don't know.
Exactly. I mean, they played Curtis Jones there last time, but
he's not that kind of tempo setter. He's not the passer in the same way. They don't. It's difficult.
He needs to learn it, dude. He kind of like, okay. Jude Bellingham has 2 roads to do. There are 2 directions for him. There is the Zidane route, and then there is the Modric Kroos route.
Zidane or Lampard.
Or there is the Kroos Modric route. Modric got a Ballon d'Or.
I think,
and he won so many Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
I think he just needs to take a step back.
And
he needs to let go of his ego and accept that he's needed more further back.
But that's the difficult thing. Like I spoke to you about Ødegaard. Once you get a taste for the goals, you just want more, and he got a lot of it.
Yeah.
So I think he's like he's hungry for more. He wants the goals. He wants the goals. Okay,
Then
so that's
we
the two
have
midfielders and
right wing, Saka.
obviously Saka.
Ciao.
No, you can't say
further
no
question.
Foden or nothing. Saka. He has been, I think, when he's played, I think he has won the most man of the matches for England since his debut.
Yeah, it's cemented. It's cemented.
easy.
It's not even a discussion.
At 10, Cole Palmer. It has to be Palmer. For sure, it has to be Palmer.
Shall we discuss the bet?
Yes, we have the bet.
So we made several bets throughout the years.
Some of them which we've forgotten.
Some of them we forgot. Some of them got mixed with other bets, and now they have emerged into one big bet.
Okay, so
It started out with I said Martial is gonna be
next Henry.
the next Ari.
He should have been.
He did not.
Oh yeah, wait, his
You
career is
never
not
know.
over.
You never
His career is not over.
So I offered you maybe a nice car for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then we made a counter bet. We chose youngsters from
One youngster each from Real Madrid and Arsenal
Real
Academy.
Madrid and Arsenal, and I chose Mikel Gutierrez, who's better than all others that you chose.
Yeah, so far.
So far.
It's not
you
over
never
yet.
know.
It's not over yet.
You have Arribas left. So now we kind of like equaled each other.
Yeah.
And so now we
new
have
ones, new
emerged into the big bet
So far.
so far, which is
First
who's
one.
going to have a better career overall.
Saka versus
Saka
Palmer.
versus Palmer. And I think it was more about who wins the
Ballon
most
d'Or.
awards.
Ballon d'Or.
Either
It
who
was-
wins the Ballon d'Or or most player of the season award in Premier League or the most lineups.
inclusion in best player as a
Best-
team of the year.
Exactly. It's not looking great.
Saka's injured and Palmer
Palmer sucks.
he might as well have been
Bro,
injured.
I
because-
haven't heard anything about Palmer in the past.
You know what's the most
months.
annoying? I was like, he's been so bad. Surely he's do something. So I captained him for my fantasy team.
Yeah.
He missed a penalty. I was
Bro,
like, oh
in
my
big
Lord.
games, he doesn't perform.
Yeah,
He disappears.
that's a worrying thing. He has
Saka always
scored.
performs in big games.
Saka has scored against everyone.
Yeah.
I think in the Premier League, I think he scored against like 20 of the 21 teams he's played against. He scored against everyone.
I'm pissed. You know why?
Why?
Because
you don't listen to me.
No, not even that. So this summer, I traveled to Madrid with one of my closest friends from my university.
Yeah.
He's a Chelsea supporter.
Yeah.
And he loves Palmer. He treats Palmer as if he's so messy.
Yeah.
And he started comparing Palmer to Vinicius.
Yeah.
And then I started making fun of him.
Yeah.
But then I started watching Palmer.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, this guy's good.
He's good.
So I started watching Palmer in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So then you started talking shit about Palmer, and then you started like hyping up Saka. So then I went from talking shit about Palmer till I'm like, I bet 100,000 Swedish crowns. So now the bet is $10,000, less than 100,000
Yeah.
Swedish crowns car.
Yeah.
If you win the bet,
When I win the bet.
when both their careers is finished. How old are they?
So please subscribe so
Please
we can
subscribe.
so we can save some money up until.
Bro, Palmer's not even included.
But he's injured. No,
He's injured.
no, he's not injured.
He's injured.
No, he is injured.
He is injured.
He's injured.
Don't talk shit about Palmer.
But he hasn't scored or assisted for the last 9 games.
When did Saka score in a Euro final last time?
But he created that chance.
Exactly.
He created that chance. No, but I'm telling you, I think Palmer is a good player. Not as good as Saka though. He's a good player. He's a great player,
So far, you're right. We shall see.
and I will be.
We see.
So Palmer in the 10 spot. I don't care what anyone say. Philip Walter Foden, you're a fraud.
You're a fraud, mate.
He's a 100% fraud.
Yeah.
And now
He got his chance. He had this chance last season.
Yeah.
That's when he. That's when he got the mantle, and he actually played great last season in the Premier League. But this is when you take off.
Yeah.
And he just collapsed.
And he collapsed. He couldn't handle the pressure.
He couldn't
I think.
handle the pressure.
And the thing is, now they're saying things like, he's injured. He's playing with an injury. He's having difficulty with his. He's
Have you seen
being
when his
foggy.
wife started punching him in the beach? I
What?
think he cheated on her. I've seen
You know,
the video.
he's cheated several
Yeah,
times.
It looks like it.
It was him and Mason Greenwood.
Yeah.
When they played for England, they went to Iceland.
Yeah.
And there was like this huge drama where they cheated on them with.
Anyways, Saka, Palmer, left wing is.
For me, Rashford, because and we can say striker is Kane.
What options do they have?
It's striker for Kane.
Of course, yeah.
Because when you look at it, when England has been the best, like when they reached the Euro finals,
Yeah.
it was Saka, it wasn't Saka. It was Sterling. No, who was it?
Rashford.
It was kind of Sterling or Saka.
Oh, you mean in the Euros when they reached the final? It was Sterling to the left. No, it was definitely Sterling.
No, yeah, but it was Saka.
And then Grealish came on late.
Yeah, but it was Saka.
On the right.
Yeah, it was Saka, Kane, and Grealish. So Saka is the creative one.
Yeah.
He comes for the ball and he creates for his team. Kane can be the same, but he can also be in the box.
Yeah.
But what Kane needs around him is runners, like someone that will go in behind because he can play the ball.
He can drop back as well.
He can drop back, and he can get into the box. So what he doesn't need, he needs a runner, and there's no perfect runner on the left than Marcus Rashford.
I mean, they don't really have that good. Anthony Gordon, but
he's good, but he's more similar. He's more similar to Saka. So
Rashford.
If you would get a Gordon on, let's say in some game, you would need a runner on the right side.
Dude, it's a good team.
It's a good team.
Really
it's a nice team.
It's a really.
But if you play like a Gordon and Saka, then you have like an Ollie Watkins. He can run for himself.
If you got Livramento,
he's a great player, man. I love
Lewis-Hall. I mean, the only thing they're missing is like great centre backs. But I mean,
I think
Jones, Stones,
yeah.
What could have been?
What could have been, man.
Anyway, I mean, he won everything.
Yeah, but
what could have been?
He could have been a better player for me.
I mean, he won a treble as a centre back / midfielder.
Yeah.
How much?
But you know, individually as a player, he could have been better.
Yeah.
Of course, he's still been part of big teams, done great things.
But I think this is the maximum we could have reached. Like Guardiola kind of like squeezed everything out of him. Yeah, I don't think it would have been as great of a player in another team.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if he wasn't injured, he could have been better.
Yeah.
But that's something you can't control as much.
Okay, so
England looking interesting,
looking good.
One of the top teams.
Okay, in the World Cup 2026. What are we thinking?
If everyone's fit, they should win it.
But it's one of those things. It's just too perfect.
Yeah, it's too easy.
Like they have the best coach among international. For sure. They have the best players.
Not the best, but some of the best. One of the best
top three. But if you combine the manager and the players, you have the best squad and manager.
Yeah.
They just won't win it.
Yeah, it's so obvious.
It's too good to be true. It's just one of those things. It's just too good to be true. Like Mbappe coming to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Everyone is like, oh, it's a cheat. It's too good to be true.
Yeah. Like there's something that
the team will
mess up. They won't click. Something will happen.
So then we have the better team, I would say.
Yeah. Spain is a good team.
And Lamine.
Man,
Van der Vaart talks shit.
He's talking a lot of shit.
He's such a snob.
Yeah, but
that guy is such a snob.
The same way the discourse around Myles, I felt it was the same when Van der Vaart spoke about Lamine. Like, why do you say things like this specifically to him?
Yeah,
it felt kind of loaded his argument, because of course, like, why do you care the way he wears his pants? Like, some players wear their socks down. Are you gonna comment on that? No, it doesn't matter.
Van der Vaart,
it's just remember
kiss the feet of the talent that Lamine has.
It's not even close. Yeah.
I loved Van der Vaart in Real Madrid. He was quite good, like back in 2010, 2009. But he
always liked trouble. Like
I think he's a jealous type.
Yeah, because like I remember
he hated Zlatan.
Yeah, they fought.
They fought Zlatan because Zlatan was
better than him, more talented,
and he was the star of the team.
Yeah, and he was jealous.
And now again, jealousy.
For sure, I 100% agree.
And some racism.
Because
racist jealousy. The best guy.
The best guy. But I love the way Lamine responded to it. Yeah. It's like, you pulled my pants down, scored a goal, missed a penalty. It's like, we're going through. It's perfect.
Next. No, this guy, man.
I love it. Such a good character.
It's just too good.
Such a good character. Do you see the video of him, Williams, and Samu dancing?
Isn't that an indicator that
you're made for the highest level? He's made for the highest level. I promise you.
But also,
you have to be an asshole.
But also, is that arrogance gonna bring him down?
No. Look at Ronaldo. CR7.
Ronaldo wasn't this arrogant at this age.
Please. Yeah, because he wasn't as good at this age.
Yeah, good, true. But I mean, Messi, autismo.
But yeah, that's autism.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what to do. This guy's character is good. I like it.
But don't you think there is like some, like he is creating a lot of enemies?
Doesn't matter.
But you.
No, I don't think.
Okay, let's take the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan wasn't this outspoken at this age.
Yeah. Okay.
It took time. It took time when he started winning the titles.
After titles, yeah.
Then he started becoming cocky, but he wasn't cocky from the beginning.
But I still think like this, it was
Michael Jordan was like the cute kid.
But
in the beginning.
Now Lamine is not like he said like Van der Vaart's shit. He just took his comments.
Yeah. He doesn't like rap. I think he loves the rap
beef,
battle.
The back and forth, back and forth. But for me, it's a good sign that you won't let it affect you. You take the energy and channel it into something else that you use for fuel. Merino, your guy, he scored.
It's such a good play. Very underrated. Honestly, I love those kind of players.
Yeah, he's good. He's a perfect squad player.
I think he could be more than a squad player. I think it could be a 10.
A 10?
A 10 Lampard type of player.
Yeah, but I think that's what we bought him for.
Yeah.
Like a box crasher.
Yeah.
Because when you watch the games, he didn't have a good preseason. He didn't have a preseason for us. He came in and he didn't get he was injured and everything, so he didn't get a proper start. But the way you saw when we played with him, he always played right behind the striker and made a run into the box. And he timed it perfectly.
That's what you need.
So depending on different games, he can be a useful piece for a system. But I don't think he's a star player every single game, in the big games especially. In the small games where teams park the bus against us, perfect. Crash the box, how much you want.
If we go back to Lamine, I got shit last week from friends for saying that Rafinha doesn't deserve the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah. But the people...
My argument, if you actually watch the whole clip, is Rafinha is having a good season.
Yeah.
But I think it's a phase. Maybe it's not.
A phase.
But maybe it's not. But for me, he's great, but he's not Ballon d'Or level. Lamine is Ballon d'Or level.
But if his phase lasted the entire season,
but
you gotta accept it.
But if they continue like this,
the same,
for me it's Lamine. And if Mbappe continues like this and he wins the Champions League, it's Mbappe.
Yeah, but that's why it's difficult for now to predict, because those three you need to see how they perform in the Champions League. What will happen? Who will win the league even?
Yeah.
That's also important, because
I don't think that matters. It's all about the Champions League, trust me.
No, not only the Champions
League. And the Club World Cup to win the best. That's it.
It could be.
You win the Ballon d'Or based on the Champions League, and you win the best award based on who won the World Cup. Club World Cup.
Yeah. But for me, it's still... You still gotta respect, because what Rafinha has done, he's come up in big moments, he scored a lot of goals, because a lot of critique against Lamine Yamal, especially in Spain right now, is that he doesn't score enough goals. He doesn't have enough goals, but it's like he is the entire system.
But I mean, it's fucking crazy. A 17-year-old that is doing all of this, and he gets critique for not scoring.
Imagine.
I mean, what fucking world are we living in?
Now this kid, being the entire system, like, he has to.
Barca would be nothing without Lamine.
Yeah, because when I spoke with one of my Barca friends, he told me, like, when he was out injured, we were horrible. I mean, without him, they were nothing.
You can take out Pedri, and I think you can replace him with a De Jong. Maybe not to the same level, but you can replace him
it works.
with a Gavi, with a Casado. Yeah. If you take out Lamine, nobody can replace him.
Because in the 1v1 or 1v2 situations, he has to get past those situations and then create for the team. No one else can do it.
Okay, I'm not even putting it down to just 1v1.
Yeah.
It's the assist.
Yeah.
Half of Rafinha's goal.
Yeah. It's just because Lamine created it.
It's because of Lamine created it.
Yeah.
He gives them pinpoint passes.
And pinpoint, perfectly weighted, perfect
scoring
timing.
At important moments of the game as well. When the game is swinging, that's when Lamine steps up.
Yeah. Big game, big moment.
And he gets a 17-year-old gets criticized.
Critique for it.
I mean,
come on.
Dude.
No.
But
I-
speaking of Ballon d'Or,
yes.
people are saying Salah is fasting.
There was he's having a bad game because he's fasting. I'm like, man, I've never played as good as now. Right now, I'm fasting. Where I've scored like in three games, I scored like 6 goals, 10 assists.
How is the feeling of playing while fasting?
When I'm fasting, it's important for me because I break my fast right before the game.
So it's that's even harder.
So yeah, so it's very important how I break my fast. If I do it in a good way.
Yeah.
So usually on the way when I go towards the games, that's when I break my fast. So I have to eat properly and I need to drink and everything. But as soon as I play, I feel lighter. I feel like it's easier to do things because my body feels lighter. I feel like I'm sharper.
But do you eat like what? Do you eat small portion with dates or?
No, I usually eat actual food.
Yeah.
Like I usually start with water. I eat a small portion of food because I need energy. And
a small portion is what? Pasta.